Today shows on a Brazilian martial art that has found its way to Japan. Not Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but Capoeira, an Afro-Brazilian martial art once developed and practiced by Brazilian slaves. Capoeira was once a highly aggressive martial art which relied primarily on feints, punches, sweeps, headbutts, kicks, and even kicks from a handstand position. These kicks were said to be necessary because slaves often had to fight with their hands shackled. Capoeira was once illegal. It was considered too backward, too criminal, and too African to be socially acceptable.
So a long time ago, up until the 1940s, Capoeira was illegal. So Mr. Bimba wanted to get it legalized and recognized by the government. So he formed more of a class system. They actually had a Capoeira class. With Capoeira Angola, there wasn't so much of a class. You went to the venue and you played Capoeira.
So why was it illegal?
It was illegal, well, it was because it was considered very African.
According to Robert Ferris Thompson at Yale University, Capoeira and breakdancing are very similar in terms of their movement because they share a common root in Angolan ritual combat. They both emphasize spiraling, upside-down headstands, contortion, and rely heavily on music. In spite of the efforts to remove the Africanness from Capoeira, its African origins remain obvious, even in this gymnasium in suburban Tokyo. As might be expected in African-derived culture, in Capoeira, music is central. Here we see Japanese, Australian, Canadian, and American students playing traditional musical instruments one could find in Angola, Congo, or Nigeria. The instruments even retain their original African names. This instrument here is called an agogo, which is a Yoruba word. Okay, so tell us a little bit about how you got into Capoeira.
Okay, well, at first...
You're the teacher of this group, right?
Yeah, I've been instructing in Japan for 1.5 years for Bantus Capoeira Japan. I first saw Capoeira on Sesame Street.
Okay.
They were doing a story in Central Park in New York City. And this story fascinated me. It was about a kid playing Capoeira with his Brazilian friend, an American guy and a Brazilian guy meeting together just to play Capoeira. It really fascinated me. I started Capoeira in Western Australia with the group of Bantus Capoeira with Australian instructor, Kangaroo.
So tell us, how did you come to Japan?
Okay, well, I met my girlfriend at a Capoeira class in Australia. She's Japanese, Kafune. So she brought me over to Japan, and we've been here for 2 years teaching Capoeira for 1.5 years. Okay.
So what are your plans for the future?
Well, we're working really, really hard to get this group started in Japan. We think we're doing a pretty good job. It's just finally getting a bit of momentum now. We're getting students coming every week. It's a very long, hard, difficult process. It takes a lot of hard work, but we've finally got it going. We've got a really nice group at the moment, as you can see from today's holder. We've got a lot of energy. Everyone's still at the beginner level, but we've got a goal, we've got a vision to create a really nice group in Japan.
So how did you get to Japan? How did you get into Capoeira? How did all this happen?
How did I get into Capoeira? Oh, I was in Japan. I came to Japan to teach English. I was here for a couple of years, and I didn't do any sports whatsoever. And I used to be in track and field for a long time, so I was getting fat and stuff. Then I saw the show, Capoeira show, in a club, and I thought, man, that looks like fun, and that looks like something maybe I can do.
Okay.
Because I did some gymnastics when I was young.
Okay, yeah, I see your gymnastics background.
Yeah, I did for 2 years when I was young. So after the show, I gave it a shot and found out it was much harder than I thought.
So how long have you been doing it now?
I've been doing it for 2 years.
Okay, you got a belt. What does this belt mean?
This is the white, red, and black belt, the coral belt, first level.
Okay.
In Bantus Capoeira.
Okay. And how much do you practice to be so good? You do some exercise on your own?
I come at least once or twice a week, but I do exercise at home as well.
Okay, so you do a
Like-
lot of these drills.
Yeah, in the park or whatever. Sometimes you just kind of in the park thinking of different moves.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's how you get creative and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but really, it's not so much in how good you are, really. When I joined Capoeira, I found that it was hard, much harder than I thought, and I sucked at it for sure. Because I never did kicks or any dancing, so I was really bad. But it's really how much you like it and how much you enjoy it. We have a lot of students here who love Capoeira even more so than I am, and they're beginners. And it's really good for them.
Okay.
It doesn't matter how good you are as long as you're enjoying, and it helps you as a person, I think.
So how would you say, what have you gained out of it, you think?
More self-confidence, I guess.
Yeah.
In the Hoda, when I first started in the Hoda, I wouldn't even go in. It took me like 3 classes to go in. I'm not gonna go in, I'm just gonna watch, you know. So I guess that's the thing. Taught me how to join it instead of just watching it.
Yeah.
Not just Capoeira, but everything, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, and some of the people here, I've seen them grow. Some girls here start off really shy, and they kind of, I guess, be more outgoing and blossom.
Okay.
So that's really nice. Again, it's not how good you are, but how much you get out of it, I guess.
Okay. Okay, great. Oh.